The moment Jamie Fraser realizes the betrayal, it's already too late. One name whispered in the dark, one trusted face turning cold, and suddenly everything he fought for begins to collapse. In this ending, love is not enough to save them, and loyalty comes with a deadly price. The night feels wrong from the start. There is a silence in the air that does not belong to a battlefield, the kind that makes your skin tighten before danger even shows its face. Jamie Fraser senses it the moment he steps away from the burning lodge, his breath heavy, his body already worn from the fight he barely escaped. But this is not over. Not even close. The real danger is only beginning to reveal itself. Somewhere behind him, the flames rise higher, carrying with them the truth he can no longer ignore. This was not just an attack. It was planned. Someone wanted him exposed, hunted, erased. And the worst part, it had to be someone who knew him. Someone who knew exactly where to strike. As Jamie moves through the dark streets, every shadow feels alive. Every sound makes his hand tighten around his weapon. He has faced enemies before, armies, soldiers, men who openly wanted him dead. But this is different. This is betrayal. And betrayal cuts deeper than any blade. At the same time, far from him but tied to the same cruel fate, Claire feels it too. She cannot explain it, but her heart refuses to stay still. It is the same feeling she has had every time Jamie's life stood on the edge. A quiet panic growing louder with every passing second. She tries to focus, tries to keep her hands steady as she works to save lives, but her thoughts keep pulling her back to him. Something has gone wrong. Terribly wrong. And then the news reaches her. Not clearly. Not gently. Just fragments. The lodge. Fire. Men chasing Jamie. The words hit her like a physical blow, and for a moment, everything around her fades. She has lived through loss before. Too many times. But this, she refuses to accept it. Not again. Not him. Without hesitation, she makes her choice. She leaves safety behind. Back in the chaos of war, Brianna is fighting her own battle. One that has nothing to do with swords or guns, yet feels just as brutal. Every injured soldier she touches reminds her of Roger. Every scream echoes the fear she refuses to speak out loud. He is out there, somewhere in the same darkness, possibly walking toward death with every step. Their last words haunt her. Not because they lacked love, but because they were filled with it and still ended in conflict. How does love survive when both sides believe they are right? How do you hold on to someone when the world itself is pulling you apart? Roger feels it too. With every order he follows, with every step he takes forward, the weight on his chest grows heavier. He tells himself he is doing the right thing. He tells himself this war demands sacrifice. But deep down, there is a voice he cannot silence, asking one simple question. What if the price is her? The battlefield does not care about love. It does not care about promises or memories or the life they once dreamed of. It only moves forward, crushing everything in its path. And now it is pushing them closer, closer to a moment neither of them is ready to face. And just when it feels like things cannot get worse, they do. Because Jamie is not just running from enemies anymore. He is running from the truth. A truth that begins to take shape as the pieces fall into place. The questions he ignored. The looks he dismissed. The small signs that something was wrong. Now they all point to the same terrifying conclusion. This was never about war. This was personal. Someone close to him made a choice. And that choice has set everything in motion. As the night deepens, the distance between all of them begins to shrink. Claire riding toward danger. Brianna holding on to hope. Roger walking toward a future he may not survive. And Jamie, standing at the center of it all, carrying the weight of a betrayal that could destroy not just him, but everyone he loves. Because in this moment, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. The greatest threat to the Fraser family is no longer outside. It is already within. The gunfire does not slow, it grows louder, closer, more unforgiving. And in the middle of it all, the truth finally begins to show its face. Jamie does not stop running until his body forces him to. His chest burns, his vision blurs for a moment, but it is not just exhaustion catching up to him. It is realization. Every step he took to survive the night has only led him deeper into something far more dangerous than soldiers or open war. The betrayal he sensed is no longer a suspicion. It is real, and it is closing in. When he finally pauses, hidden between the shadows of broken walls and scattered debris, his mind starts connecting everything. The meeting, the questions, the way Cunningham spoke, not like a man guessing, but like a man who already knew. That kind of confidence does not come from nowhere. It comes from information, from someone feeding him the truth, or something close enough to it. Jamie clenches his jaw, trying to control the anger rising inside him. This is not just about survival anymore. This is about trust. About the people he stood beside, fought with, protected. One of them turned. One of them decided that handing him over was worth whatever reward or safety they were promised. And that kind of betrayal does not fade. It leaves a mark that never truly heals. At the same time, Claire is riding straight into the heart of that danger, her thoughts racing faster than the horse beneath her. She has no clear plan, no guarantee of what she will find. Only instinct. Only that unshakable pull toward Jamie that has guided her through impossible moments before. The sound of gunfire grows louder, each shot tightening the fear in her chest. She has seen too much loss to ignore what this could mean. But Claire is not someone who waits. She chooses action, even when the outcome is uncertain. Back on the battlefield, Brianna's world is beginning to collapse under the pressure. The wounded keep coming, faster than she can help them, and the line between healer and victim feels thinner with every passing second. Her hands move without hesitation, but her mind is somewhere else. Always somewhere else. With Roger. Then, without warning, the moment she feared becomes real. Through the chaos, through the smoke and flashing fire, she catches a glimpse of movement in the distance. Soldiers advancing. Faces she cannot clearly see. But something about it makes her freeze for just a second too long. A feeling she cannot explain, yet cannot ignore. Because deep down she knows. He is out there. Closer than ever. Roger, on the other side, feels the same pull, but his reality gives him no space to stop. Orders continue. Voices shout. The line moves forward whether he is ready or not. His grip tightens around his weapon, but there is hesitation now. A crack in his resolve that was not there before. Every step feels heavier. Every second stretches longer. And then it happens. A shot rings out. Not just another shot in the chaos, but one that changes everything. Roger fires, almost on instinct, almost without thinking. The recoil hits his shoulder, but the real impact comes a second later, when the thought catches up to him. What if that shot found someone it should not have? What if, in this storm of war, he has just crossed a line he can never come back from? The possibility hits him harder than any bullet ever could. For a moment, the noise around him fades, replaced by a single, terrifying idea. That he may have just become the very thing he feared most. Back in the shadows, Jamie's path finally collides with the truth he cannot outrun. A figure steps into his way. Not a stranger. Not an enemy he does not recognize. But someone familiar. And that is what makes it worse. There is no dramatic reveal at first. Just silence. Just two men standing in the dark, both aware of what this moment means. Jamie does not need a confession. He sees it in the hesitation, in the way the other man cannot fully meet his eyes. That is all the proof he needs. The betrayal is real. And it came from someone he trusted. The words that follow are quiet, almost lost under the distant sounds of battle. Excuses. Justifications. Talk of survival, of choosing the safer side, of doing what had to be done. But to Jamie, none of it matters. Because there is one truth that stands above all the rest. A line was crossed. And it cannot be undone. For a brief moment, it feels like time slows. Like the entire world is waiting to see what he will do next. This is not just a fight. This is a choice. Justice or mercy. Anger or control. But before that choice can fully play out, everything shifts again. Claire arrives. She does not fully understand what she is walking into, but she sees enough. The tension. The weapons. The look on Jamie's face. And instantly, she knows this is not just another battle. This is something deeper. Something personal. Her presence breaks the moment, but it does not erase what has already happened. The damage is done. The trust is broken. And even as she reaches Jamie, even as they stand together again after everything, there is a weight between them now. Not because of doubt in each other, but because of what the world around them has become. Love is still there. Stronger than ever. But it is no longer enough to keep the darkness away. As the night slowly begins to fade and the first light of morning threatens to rise, the Fraser family stands scattered across a battlefield that has taken more than just blood. It has taken certainty. It has taken peace. And it has left behind questions that may not have answers. Did Roger's shot change everything? Can Brianna forgive what she may never fully understand? And most importantly, can Jamie ever truly recover from a betrayal that came from within? Because this ending does not give comfort. It leaves a scar. And that scar is only the beginning of what comes next.